Hey, it's Travel Jugular, and this is Langkloof campsite in the Tankwa Karoo. Langkloof is located in a valley in the northern section of the Tankwa Park. It's about a 12-kilometer drive from reception to the campsite. These are pretty much exclusive campsites, although they're back-to-back. Each campsite has its own amenities and there isn't really much interaction between the two campsites. Each site has a bathroom with a shower and a basin, and these have hot and cold water. There's a separate flush toilet as well with its own wash basin. The kitchens also have basins as well as shelves and surfaces on which to prepare your food. The kitchens are lockable as well as the bathrooms and the toilet as well. And the great thing about having a lockable kitchen is that you can store your stuff in there and lock it away. And that's particularly important because there are baboons and monkeys to deal with. There's no electricity, however, there are a set of paraffin lamps that are provided, which is quite convenient, so you can get some lighting from there. The hot water is supplied by a gas system to both the kitchen and the bathroom. You need to come prepared with all your supplies. There is no shop at the reception area. You can get firewood and reportedly you can get diesel as well, although we didn't try to get diesel, so we can't confirm that. The nearest towns are Sutherland and Calvinia, and that's about a 100-kilometer drive on dirt roads. Another option is Garaga Lodge, which is about 35 kilometers away. It's within the Tankwa Park. You can get drinks there and you can order food. There's a restaurant there as well. Other than that, the options are pretty slim. So if you need supplies, you're probably going to be forced to drive to either Calvinia or Sutherland. And like I said, it's a 100-kilometer drive on dirt road, and it's relatively slow going as well because of the sharp stones on the roads. So that could take you a couple of hours. The campsites are not fenced. However, this is not a big 5 park. Beware that there are baboons and possibly monkeys as well. So make sure you stash your stuff away carefully. We had a cobra visit our site, which is pretty amazing, and so I'm going to do a special little episode just on that. So look out for my episode on the black spitting cobra. Note that you must check in at reception because you've got to collect your keys before you go to the campsite. Reception is open from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. in the afternoon, with the exception of Sunday where it's 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Fridays are also an exception in that the office closes at 9 p.m. and that's basically to give weekend arrivals a bit of time to get to the park and then check in and get to the campsite. For more information on Tankwa and its location, check out my episode on the Tankwa Karoo National Park. The road to Langkloof is of course a dirt road, however you don't need a 4x4 to get there. You definitely need a vehicle with high clearance, and SANParks recommends that you have a 2x4 or 4x4. We've previously driven there in our Nissan Lavina, however I would not recommend it because we did have a bit of difficulty crossing some of the riverbeds. So note that there are a couple of riverbed crossings to do. They're not extreme riverbed crossings, however, although they're mostly dry, they can suddenly be flowing after a rainstorm event. Note that Tankwa is famous for having sharp stones on the roads that can pierce vehicle tires, so make sure you have a spare or two and that you drive carefully as well. Tankwa is in a very arid area in general. However, Langkloof is quite well known for having sudden and significant rainfall. We in fact did get caught quite unexpectedly with rain while we were camping there. It's important to note that there isn't a proper drainage system for the campsite, so you've got to be careful where you pitch your tent. And in fact, in this instance here, we were in a situation where it was quite possible that our tent would get flooded, and so we had to do some makeshift drainage to get the water to drain away from the site. So what I like best about Langkloof is the location. It's located in a valley, so there's some great mountain views around you, and it's also in a pretty remote part of the Tankwa National Park. So what kind of camp is this for? I think if you like to camp in places that are relatively remote and you like quiet and solitude, then Tankwa is actually a great park to go to, and Langkloof in particular is a great campsite to camp at. You don't require any special gear. Basically all the amenities that you require on the site, with the exception of electricity. So there's water, hot and cold, there's a kitchen, there's a lockable bathroom and toilet, there is a shower in the bathroom as well, there is a shelter in which you either park your car or put up your tent. So it's quite a well appointed campsite. The campsite's not serviced daily, but it is serviced upon your checkout, so when you get there, the campsite will be clean. I can definitely recommend Langkloof. If you like this episode, if you find it interesting and informative, then hit the like button. Also leave a comment below, please. It's always good to hear back from you guys. If you haven't already subscribed, then do subscribe and check out my other videos. And until the next episode, go everywhere, see everything, have a great time.